Welcome back, guys, to another Horror Room movie review. Today is the start of our new series, which is, as you can see, up there and here, Friday the 13th. So, yeah, we're going to go through all the movies, which is going to take us a while because we intend to do every single Friday the 13th. Freddy vs. Jason, Jason X,
of course,
the remake. So it's going to be a long series.
Hell of a ride.
Yeah, hell of a ride, and I hope you guys enjoy this. And we're starting off today with the very first Friday the 13th movie. This one is
uncut. This is the uncut version.
It is uncut.
So we did get like 5-10 minutes worth of extra crap, which is nothing really to brag about.
Yeah, and this one came out in 1980. Probably... It's not that it's a bad movie. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have Jason, so
that's just the main point everyone should know is that this is not a Jason movie.
Yeah.
No Jason in this. I mean, there is, but it's not him.
Right. And this one was actually really successful because just looking up some facts on Wikipedia, its budget was approximately $550,000, and it made like a little over $39 million at the box office. So that's very good for 1980. But
still making money.
Yeah, just to get right into the movie, it starts off in 1958. We're at Camp Crystal Lake and we see two counselors. They go off to fool around and then someone kills them. And that starts the intro, the credits, and then it's 1980 or the present.
And it is Friday the 13th again of the present.
Yeah, so now it's Friday the 13th, and we see a local guy taking this girl Annie, who's going to be working as a counselor at Camp Crystal Lake, and this old guy comes up, he bothers him, he says something about it's Camp Blood, it's cursed, and the local guy tells her on the way that she should quit because the camp is cursed. There were kids murdered in 58 and a boy drowned in 57. So that's a little backstory on the camp and like some of the stuff that's happened there.
That was just a year before the opening scenes of the 1958. So.
Then we see Kevin Bacon and two other kids show up at the camp. They meet the head counselor Steve and Alice. Steve is wearing cut-off shorts and a red scarf and absolutely nothing else.
It's pretty fucking porn star hot. It's pretty porn star. I'm telling you, 70s. This guy is not living it down.
This was ridiculous. Alice wants to leave, but Steve talks her into staying another week. Then we see the girl that the local guy was taking to the camp. He didn't take her all the way to Camp Blood. As she's hitchhiking to the camp, she gets picked up by the killer. And we never really see the killer. They kind of allude that it's a man.
Yeah, every time you see like hands, which they come up a few times, even the feet, legs, you just tell it's man hands. You just tell it's a big, fatty, sausagey finger.
So she starts arguing. The girl, or the killer, drives right past the camp and she's like, "Let me out of here." She dives out of the Jeep and then she takes off into the woods and the killer chases her into the woods.
I like this because like inside the car you can definitely tell the car is going like 35, 40 miles an hour. But when it cuts to the scene where she has to jump out, she's going like 5. It's going like 2 miles an hour.
She just kind of barrel rolls her way out of the Jeep.
One roll, just one barrel roll, she's good to go.
So the killer finds her in the woods and just cuts her throat. Back at the camp, everyone is wearing Speedos. Absolutely everyone.
Got Kevin Bacon, Speedo. If they ain't wearing a Speedo, they got some cut-off jean shorts.
Yes. Everybody's got cut-off jean shorts and Speedos on. It was...
Dude, man. It's cut off, so they cut it off themselves, and it's like pretty sweet.
A guy pretends to drown, and then the girl tries to give him CPR, and he was faking it, and he kisses her. Stuff like that. Then they destroy Alice's room to kill a snake. I guess was a real snake.
Yeah, I'm calling it as a real snake. Couldn't find it. There was nothing at the end of this film saying we didn't, like, no animals were harmed, and we couldn't find anything on the net, wiki or nothing.
It was pretty gruesome.
I'm saying it's a real snake.
So then a cop shows up. He's looking for Ralph the Town Crazy. And then we find Ralph is in the pantry.
He's just in there. He like somehow broke into the cabin and just stood there for however long it took just to be like, you're doomed. This is Camp Blood.
Yeah, he's like, you're cursed if you stay. You need to get out of here. And then he just takes off on a bicycle.
Love it. Still screaming, you're doomed, just like looking back. Still doomed.
Later at night, it starts pouring down rain. Kevin Bacon is having sex with his girlfriend, and we see the camera pans up, and we see Ned on the top bunk with his throat cut. He's been killed off.
You also get to see some Kevin Bacon booty.
Yes. God.
Oh
my God. So his girlfriend leaves, and the killer stabs Kevin Bacon through the neck with an arrow. So now I know that the killer is Jason's mom. Everybody knows that. And the hand reaches over the bottom bunk, grabs Kevin Bacon by the forehead, and then has enough strength to stab through the bottom of the bed, through his neck. They're obviously trying to make us think this is a man, a very strong man, but then you find out it's his mom, and I'm just thinking, because I knew this the entire time, but it had to take a lot of strength to do something like that.
Yeah.
That would be tough for anybody.
There's another scene here where the skin, like pretty much from neck down from Kevin Bacon, is just all new body, and it's just a completely different pale color than his natural face skin, and you just tell like how bad it looks.
Yeah, like putty or something probably.
Ooh.
But
it was like Seamus White.
I didn't think it was too bad for the time.
No.
I thought for 1980 it was okay.
But then, yeah.
And it was the first movie.
But now in like this updated format, you can actually see the different color, like distinguishes. Like, oh,
that's true. The girlfriend, she went to the bathroom and she takes an axe to the face, and she gets killed. And then we see Steve, the head counselor. He's leaving a diner to head back to camp. And you brought up a good point here, how he left these kids who are new to the woods, who he's actually telling the waitress at the diner have no experience. He just completely left them out there in like a heavy, heavy storm.
Yeah, all alone. These were just supposed to be kids. And,
yeah.
No adult supervision at all. That's smooth.
So his Jeep breaks down on the way back to camp, and he gets a ride with a cop. Then we see one of the other counselors back at camp. She hears a girl screaming, "Help me," from her cabin in the middle of a heavy storm.
Middle of the night.
Yeah, she hears this throughout everything, and she follows the sound, and she ends up at the archery range.
She actually goes outside to follow this sound in the pouring ass rain, middle of the night with this flashlight.
Yeah.
No rational person would ever do this.
No. But what gets me is that the sound "help me" is so faint that the first couple times she thinks it's nothing. Yet this sound that she followed all the way to the archery range must have been coming from a distance, yet she could hear it in a storm and in her cabin. It's just a little strange to me, but she gets to the archery range, the lights cut on, and then we just hear her scream. We don't really see what happens to her.
No, off camera.
So then we have Alice and Phil. They go to investigate where everyone is, and they find a bloody axe. They break into the office to call for help, but we see the phone line's been cut. They try to leave, but the truck won't start, so they decide they're going to wait for Steve, the head counselor. Steve finally shows up, and we see someone blinding him with a flashlight to the eyes, and then just killing him. We just see like blood come from his mouth.
Yeah.
Alice actually takes a nap, and then when she wakes up, she goes to look for Phil, who she finds, I guess he was just strung up behind a door with arrows in his body.
Yeah, I'm saying he's stuck on the door with arrows. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Then now it's just Alice, so she locks herself in the cabin. She's got a baseball bat, she's got a big fork weapon, and the girl from the archery range gets thrown through the window, so she's freaking out.
She freaks out for like 2 minutes on this floor, right with a window at her back.
Yeah.
I mean, literally next to where the body gets thrown through one window, she like backs up for like 2 minutes, just sits down and freaks out, like right to her back to another window.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. A lady was thrown through the window, which means the killer was right there, and she's just gonna stand there still. So, yeah,
That's
little
funny.
things like that. It's just goofy. But Alice looks out the window, she sees headlights from a car, so she runs out, thinking it's someone who can help her, and it's an old lady, and it's Mrs. Voorhees.
Should have been Steve. See, the adult counselor
Yeah. Well, he's already dead, so.
but Miss Voorhees comes back in his jeep. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we find out that today is Jason's birthday, and that she is his mother.
Happy birthday, Jason.
And she is pissed. She worked at the camp. Everybody who's seen these movies knows this story, but she worked at the camp as a cook, and Jason was swimming. He wasn't a good swimmer, but the counselors were all too busy having sex and doing drugs or whatever that they didn't watch her son, and he drowned in the lake. So now she's back for revenge.
They were being promiscuous while her son was drowning.
So she tries to kill Alice. They have this huge chase scene. She's chasing her all over the camp. She starts talking like she's two people, saying, "Kill them, mother, kill them."
And this low childish voice.
Yeah, like she's screwed up in the head big time. Then they have a big fight, and Alice cuts her head off. So she takes a canoe. She goes off into the lake to kind of just sleep it off. We see it's daylight now. The police show up, and then we see Alice in the canoe and Jason jump up out of the water and kind of pull her under, and then she wakes up and she's in the hospital. And the policeman comes up and he tells her, all the other kids are dead, and she asks him, "What about the boy?" And he says, "Well, we didn't find a boy." And then she just looks at the camera and says, "That means he's still out there." And that was it.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, that was the end of the movie. Or So that was the very first Friday the 13th. Like I said, my opinion, I do like this movie. However, it's not really a Jason movie, but it is a good movie in its own right, and it does set up. It actually kind of hypes Jason up as a bigger monster when he comes.
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of works in their favor.
Because he was supposedly seeing his mother's head get chopped off at the very end.
Part 2, which we're going to do next, they definitely go into more detail about that and more information on Jason and his mother. So part 2 is pretty good, I think. But we're going to watch
Jason.
that. Yeah, it's the first one with the first appearance of Jason.
I mean, no mask. This is still not the full Jason that we know and love, but it is actual Jason this time. But this is still, he has a bag.
Yeah, he has some kind of sheet or something over his face. But alright, I hope you guys like this video. We will be back with Friday the 13th Part 2. So check those out and leave your thoughts on this movie in the comments below. So thanks for watching.